Welcome back to the conference call. Y'all know who
Mm-hmm.
we are. We do this intro every week. So
Yeah.
how y'all doing?
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right.
But for the people that don't know us, it's Jones for
Okay,
the first
well,
time.
I'm Ronald. This is Chris. That's TJ on the other side of the camera. We do this little show called The Conference Call, and we're on this series called What You Watchin'?
Come on, Wendy.
So we'll ask that again. Yes, how are you guys doing today? How's your week's been?
It's been a week.
It's been a week for sure.
I've had a great week, actually. I was out of town for most of it at a
Yes, how was
conference.
your work trip?
It was fantastic. Did a lot of socializing and connecting with people and after hours drinking and partying and such. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Was there
Okay.
after hours connecting?
There was not after hours connecting. Thank
Oh, okay.
you. But yeah, it
Okay.
was a
It
lot
was
of
a
fun.
work trip.
It was a work trip.
Child,
Yeah.
that work trips can turn into something else
I mean,
very
listen, I'm,
quickly.
I'm pretty sure there were at least two people that got a little something in, but that's none of my business.
That's neither here nor
It was a lot
there.
of fun.
That's good.
That's good. Well, the world is watching and or has watched by now this little documentary called The Perfect Neighbor. That seems to be the hot topic, the hot button,
Mhm.
and we're going to discuss our thoughts and feelings, and hopefully you guys join in on the conversation and let us know what you thought of this. But child, this was a doozy. This
Yeah.
was a doozy.
Yeah, it was trauma, it was traumatic. But I'm not mad at the ending. The ending was, I feel like it was appropriate.
The
We did not,
ending was appropriate.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give it away, but
Well, we're going to talk about it. So, for those who don't know, The Perfect Neighbor, it is a documentary. It is literally all you see in the film pretty much is police body cam. This incident happened in Florida. I don't remember which part of Florida.
It was somewhere South Florida
Yeah, a Florida.
between 2021 and 23 with a
Yes.
conviction in 24 last year.
Yeah, so it follows the antics of this lady named Susan Karen. This lady named Susan Lorenz, and how she is basically harassing the kids and the families in this neighborhood until, unfortunately, the worst happens. And we see police body cam footage,
Interrogation footage.
interrogation footage.
Yeah.
We see court
Court
footage. I just, for me, this lady should have been dealt with way sooner than she was.
Yes.
I don't even
All
know.
right, so here let me break it down because I've been talking about this on a couple different platforms over this past week, and I really think that's important that people watch this documentary. It is extremely important to see where we are in the state of America. One, and then two, the director of this film really took a different approach to this. Typically, when you see documentaries, it's always narrated by a third party or a third person. But this particular one, as Ronald already alluded to, it's all shot and told from the perspective of police body cams, interrogation footage, and court footage. There's no third party person who is narrating this. Literally, it is like a first person type of shooter type of thing where you're just engulfed in it and you experience it the way that the people that were there experienced this. Now, this woman, Susan, moved into this neighborhood where it's a very diverse community, young families with lots of kids. And the kids are doing what kids do, they play. There was an open lot in the neighborhood where the kids always gathered, played football, they played basketball. They just, did kid things. And this woman, Susan, constantly called the police on these little kids. Now, these kids range anywhere from 5 to
I think
15.
12. I don't even know if
I
they were
know.
like
Well,
15.
no, the young boy was 14 at the time.
Okay.
The oldest son was 14. So these are just regular kids. And one of the things you notice throughout the entire series is that the police are called there. And the police are talking to the kids saying, hey, listen, we understand, she's calling the cops on you guys, but we know that you're here just playing. Just continue to play, but if she does approach you, go and let your parents know. And if we need to get called back out here, we'll deal with it. This woman is harassing these children. After the first visit from the police, basically after the whole thing was done, she was like, oh, I was going to buy the property here, but I'm just going to move and want to leave. If she would have packed up and left, the next 2 years would never have happened.
Go ahead, TJ. I feel like you're stewing over there. You have some thoughts. The thoughts are thoughting.
Not really. It's just, it's not surprising. It's typical. It's the usual Karen behavior. It was a constant harassment of the kids. It was a constant weaponizing of the police. Like, apparently this was at least like twice a week for however many years or whatever.
For 2 years.
And it's like more or less twice a week. And it's just like, bitch. Yes, police would come out every time. Sometimes it would be the same police. And they would respond to her calls because she was literally the only one in the neighborhood calling the police on these kids. Nobody else had a problem with them. And every time the police would come out, they would talk to her. They would talk to the kids the kids and the parents across the street or whatever. And it was always just okay, we're coming out, we're responding. Okay, we're going to document. But clearly there was no merit in why she was doing it. And so it escalated to, spoiler alert, her basically killing this Black woman, this Black mother. According to the interview after she was arrested, it seemed premeditated. There was only like 2 minutes between the first time on the date of the event. There was only like 2 minutes.
So let's break that down. Let's break that down a little bit because for those, I think a lot of people have seen this, but if you have not seen this, definitely go and watch it. We're not saying anything. There's no spoiler alerts for this because this was a national news story. It was everywhere on the news. People highlight, like a lot of programs highlighted it. But, you made mention of when she was eventually arrested. And now mind you, when she was arrested initially, she was let go and allowed to go home. She was not physically arrested and detained. She was allowed to go home. She was out on the streets for about a week and they protested her.
Can I say something before we even get there? Because that's closer to, there's so much in between.
There is.
Right?
Yeah. And I think we'll jump back and forth.
So I will say, especially because this happened in Florida, I will say to some degree, a very small degree, kudos to the police officers who kept responding. Because if you listen to them, they keep saying, we know this lady is just crazy, like just kind of like leave her alone. Like they weren't there also harassing the kids, especially because they were Black kids for the most part. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like they went out and they were giving like these Black kids, these Black families problems. Considering this happened in Florida to a very small degree, I have to say kudos to the police.
Absolutely.
And then even before it got to the point where things happened the way they happened, I want to know what happened when she was ramming her car into the gate. And the man said he wanted to press charges, and yet nothing else came of that. So I wonder, like, what happened there. But
well, I think there wasn't any more footage on it. Probably that's why it really didn't deal with the story of the neighborhood.
It didn't, but at the same time, he said he wanted to press charges. So did he press charges or were the charges dropped? Like, clearly this lady had some issues. So, like, at what point do you not send out some sort of social worker to go make sure that this, like, what's going on with you? Like, are you having some type of mental crisis or something? And they even questioned, like, is she okay? Because I think at some point they thought she was, like, schizophrenic or something. So it's like...
I think that word may have been thrown out by, I think it was like one of the neighbors across the street, but I mean, I don't know, but I have forgotten about the whole got locked in the gate, ram in the gate situation.
And how did she even get back there? Like that, like what was she doing?
Well, remember she said she had a flat tire, so I think this was a repair shop, and she went back there, and I don't know how she got locked back there. I mean, that's the confusing part.
That's what's confusing
But then,
me.
even though if you get locked in somewhere, why would you take your vehicle and ram the gate? Why not call someone and say, hey, call... I mean,
you call the police for everything
exactly.
else?
Why not call 911 and say, hey, I'm locked in this place. You know where you are. Give them the address. Someone will come and get you out. She rammed the fence, destroyed this man's property to get out, and then used the excuse that, I had been attacked before and raped. I felt threatened.
Yeah, where did this story even come from?
That's always her excuse for everything. She's been attacked before. She's been raped. She feels threatened. Like, this is her constant MO. And that's a problem for me. But anyway.
And what is her family and all this? Y'all know this lady's crazy.
They showed up at the end to come help move her out. That was it.
No, to them, she's not crazy.
No, she was just, she was Karen.
To the family, she was Susan. So, yeah. Because,
and at one point, wasn't she Dr. Susan? Like, when she first... when she introduced herself at one point to the doctor, she said, I am Dr. Susan Lorenz, or whatever her name
doctor
was.
Of what?
Doctor of
crazy.
what?
Crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I forgot about the whole truck ramming situation. I'm assuming that was thrown into the documentary just to show more evidence of how unhinged she was.
Yeah.
Plus, there was body cam footage of it. So, and I think it tells the story of, the escalation throughout the years of them having to deal with her.
Yeah.
And sorry. And like I say, even before we get to the end, like there was a part in the movie where one of the kids was like, she has guns. She's shown us her guns, right? Yeah. And this was like a bit prior to what happened. So it's like, why aren't the cops or somebody, not even necessarily, why isn't somebody in her family, why aren't the cops sending some type of caseworker to her to do some type of wellness check?
That makes a lot of sense. I think that's too much like right, because I feel like you would be giving the cops a little bit too much credit if they were to do something like that. I like that. Yes, again, that sounds like the thing they should do, but it's Florida, it's United States, and like, child, please, they're like, this is business as usual. This is every day for us. So I'm just like. Yeah.
Well, listen, I agree with you, but then also I agree with what you said as far as like giving to law enforcement a little bit of kudos because they did not treat this like every other situation down there where they just came and assumed that the kids were in the wrong and wanted to like throw the family in jail or do whatever.
Yeah, and that's why I say a little bit of credit because like I said, every time they came out, it wasn't like they were coming out and berating the kids.
No,
they didn't come out and even when AJ was first explaining what happened when she tossed the sign backwards, you can tell they believed.
Yeah.
Granted, it was a black woman officer who was talking to her at first, and she was like, "Oh yeah,
I think she was the only one black officer.
She was, but I'm still like she was the first one to talk to AJ in the film, and like none of them were accusatory of either the kids or the parents.
If anything, I think they were encouraging of the kids and the community.
Yeah, they told them, keep playing, keep doing what you're doing.
And I think they were, I think that law enforcement, when they came out there, they were encouraging to see how the families in the community stuck together and how all the kids knew each other and played together, and then how the families knew everyone.
Yeah. And even the one officer said, I would rather y'all be out here playing instead of being in the house on your phones or on your
TikToks.
tablets.
Yeah. So now, jumping back forward to what TJ was saying about when she was in the interrogation room, the second time when they called her back, because remember, they had released her. She had been on the street for about a week.
Hold on, let's not bypass that either.
Please.
If this woman were black,
hello,
please.
There would have been no release. She would have been held until this investigation
when they got
was
there,
completely
they
done.
would have dragged her on the floor, put their knees on her neck,
exactly,
and it would have been a whole thing. It would have been a whole thing. If
she was anybody else other than that fragile white woman, she would not have been released.
Not at all.
Yes.
But all right, so we get to the second time she's in the interrogation. They're asking her questions because they're trying to build a timeline, and now they have all the answers. But now they're, what police are they're asking her to see what type of questions she comes up to see if they're going to catch her in a lie. They said, all right, you called 911. How much time had elapsed between the first time you called and the second time? Now, mind you, she said she called 911, right? This was at 9. like 9:56, something around that time.
No.
Okay, and then she said there was about 10 minutes before she called them again because she was looking for her phone. My first question is, how are you looking for your phone when you called them, quote unquote, 10 minutes ago? You were just on the phone.
You
all
were
right.
just on
Now,
the phone.
the police officer said, all right, well, when we looked at your phone, there was literally 2 minutes, actually 1 minute and 58 seconds between the first phone call to 911 and the second call to 911. So you didn't lose the phone. You weren't looking for it. To be honest with you, what really happened is this woman, and I believe she had her gun ready before she even called 911 the first time, because she had told the kids after she took the iPad, she said, "Go get your mother."
She said that?
Yes, she did. She told them to go get your mother.
Okay.
All right. And when they did this is where the premeditation comes in. All right. She told them, go get your mother. And when the mother came to the door, the mother knocked on the door, and it wasn't but that long. She shot AJ through a metal door that was bolted on, no, not even closed, bolted on her side. There was no time to go look for a gun. There was no time to go look for a cell phone. She had both things there ready and waiting for her. This was premeditated. As we established, she had already, this woman had called these kids the N word, the B word, every curse word in the book to little kids, said this to their parents. And this was premeditated. And then also they had asked her in the interrogation room, do you know about stand your ground laws? She said, oh, I might have. I've heard about it. There's a similar case, this and that. They said, well, did you look it up? She said, no, not. He said, no, I kind of looked at it. There was a case similar to recently in the news. And they said, well, we searched your computer. And they found that she had actually researched it prior to the shooting.
Well, they didn't say that.
It was implied.
They asked her, if we go to look at your computer, will we see that you've researched this? And then that's when she changed her story to say, oh, I looked it up today on Facebook. But I think she only said that because she knew if they did actually go and look, they will see that she looked it up.
Yeah. So, this was all premeditated. She had a hatred for children. She had a hatred for this community, and I think she wanted to take revenge out on this lady. Because
black people.
AJ had actually confronted her multiple times before because of her what she was doing to their kids. And the thing that got me, the most gut-wrenching part of this film that literally had me weeping in bed watching this, was when the young boy ran to the house and said, call 911, they shot my mother.
Oh, yeah.
This woman shot through the door and shot the mother in the upper left-hand part of her chest in front of her son. And what makes it even worse is when you hear the young kid saying how he felt guilty because he did not know CPR to save his mother's life. What child should even have to utter that and to feel guilty because someone shot his mother and he could not save her?
Child, I have a question, because I was wondering why they were showing us the doorbell camera footage from the neighbor, I think, across the street. If y'all remember that, she was she was outside for however long, smoking a cigarette on her phone, and we just kept watching that footage, and then you see AJ's, I think, oldest son come.
The 14-year-old, yeah.
So I'm assuming they were showing us that because that's evidence there was actually nothing going on prior to, because we didn't hear any shouting, we didn't hear any banging on any doors or whatever. And I don't know, maybe if you wouldn't have heard it from that angle, but it sounds like there was so much. If all of this happened truly, it sounded like there was so much calamity going on over there prior to the shot.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
People would have heard that
a lot. Well, no, a lot of times too. The body, door cameras right now. Tell you how they work is they're triggered to turn on when people come within a certain distance of it. So as he approached the door, that's probably when it came on.
It was always on from the time that she went back into the house to the time when he came to the doorbell. It was always on. It never stopped. As far as I know, I mean, there may have been like a edit or a cut, but it looked to me like it was continuous footage from when she went out to when she went back into the house to when he came. So I'm like, that to me that confirms that her story was a lie, because
Yeah.
again, it sounds like there was just so much. If someone is banging on a
Yeah.
door, you know what I mean. Somebody is going to
Well, I
hear
mean,
it.
we know it was a lie because once she said she was banging on the door for like almost 10
And
minutes.
exactly,
And we
she said
know
10 minutes.
we know that's not a
So
fact. There was only
yeah,
2 minutes between the 1 minute and 58 seconds between the phone calls. So by the time she got over there, she probably knocked on the door like once or twice, called out to her, knocked on it again at most, and then this
if
woman
that.
just shot through the door.
Um,
She was ready to
well,
take this woman out.
she I think she got what she deserved in the end, finally, thankfully. I was obviously happy to know that she was sentenced. I think it was 25 years.
Yeah.
And then I was also surprised that she got sentenced, because I fully saw this going like they're gonna let her ass off or whatever. So I was very happily or pleasantly surprised that she got what she deserved.
I wasn't surprised that I was surprised with as long as she got, right? I figured they would have given her the lesser charge of manslaughter.
Yeah, that was trash.
And sometimes manslaughter carries a lesser time, right?
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
surprised that she got 25 years. Happy to know that she got 25 years, but I think they got the right judge. The judge was like, you did this purely out of anger and not fear. And even the judge said this was completely unnecessary. So I think
Mhm.
because they had the right judge, I don't know who this judge was, but again, even kudos to him or them for pretty much giving her the max sentence
Yeah.
for what she did.
Okay.
Well, she showed no remorse during her interrogation. She showed no remorse in the courtroom. You know,
Mhm.
even when they asked her to write that letter, she still put the blame on the mother. I mean,
She's talking about I was afraid for my life.
you blamed the victim. No one was threatened. You know, that was always her excuse. Oh, I felt threatened with these kids. The kids are sitting there playing, just being kids, and she's feeling threatened by them. She lied about how the kids were trying to steal her truck. They couldn't even see over like the pickup truck. I mean, she just made up all these wild stories and accusations about these kids.
Even speaking of the truck, and like the whole part where she kept setting off her own alarm.
That part.
When the kids, when the mom told all the kids to come inside, and they said, sure enough, 6 minutes later, she hits the beeper, and nobody was even outside or near her truck.
I wish there was footage of that. I would have loved to have seen like AJ like to have recorded like that actually happening. Like you don't see anybody over there, and then the things going off like every few. I would have loved to see that as like further evidence or further proof. But yeah, like it's very clear that she had an agenda. She had it out for these
Absolutely
kids, like from the start of it. Yeah, trash in the
Yeah,
making.
it's very clear. Like you said, when we've all said it, it's very clear that she thought she could get away with killing this lady. She looked
Yeah.
up stand your ground laws. She figured if she could bait this woman over to her house or anybody over to her house,
Run away.
she could shoot them, and she thought she would get away with it.
Yeah.
Girl.
Well, the one thing I can say about this, I love the way that this director, and the director's name is, forgive me if I mispronounce the name, Gita Gandirbit. I can't pronounce the last name.
Gigi.
Yeah. Gita or Gita, sorry.
Gigi girl.
So this Netflix documentary actually premiered in January at Sundance Film Festival and won a lot of awards. But prior to that, even before they premiered it, they went to the mother of AJ to ask permission to release this movie, because there's a lot of just like heart-wrenching stuff in there, especially with the kids, her grandkids.
And the fact that they even show AJ laid out on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, they show her at first. Eventually, they end up blurring her out. But I think she probably had passed by the time they started blurring her out.
So the AJ's mother said, "I want this to be shown."
Yeah.
She said, "People need to see this. I do not want her her death to be in vain." And she said, and she gave her approval for this film to go forward and for it to be put out the way it was put out. But kudos to her. Like, there's never ever been a documentary that's been illustrated and viewed like this. What 100% of this is, like we said, body cam footage, interrogation footage, and courtroom footage. There are no tracks over this that narrate this. You see it all as a first person. You're an eyewitness to what took place over the course of 3 years, basically, from 2021 all the way to 2024 when she was finally convicted.
There is like one slight track, because I remember when we were watching it and they were talking about AJ in the past tense, and we're like, oh, she did pass. So like you hear her family at some point talking about her. This is like it's still early in the film. But there is a point where you do hear family members, like they never cut away to show the family talking about them, but there is a point where
I think
you hear
that was
the families
actually
talking about it.
Was it when they were talking to police?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
But it's a great documentary. I highly recommend you going and seeing it. And to be honest with you, I had talked about this on another platform, and someone had asked a question, why show this? What's the purpose of it? And I said, this is not meant really for us. This was meant for white people to see, because this is the stuff that we've been talking about all of our lives, about how they treat black people, how we are less than, and how white people get away with it. It's so necessary for white people to see what's really going on in America. And like I said, this has been picked up everywhere on the news. Even The View talked about this documentary last week. And, they had originally covered this. They actually had the children and the grandmother on, I believe, a year ago or so, when this was really big in the news.
I'm surprised I didn't hear about it. Like, watching this documentary was the first time I heard about it.
But it was everywhere. It was everywhere. But it's a great documentary. It's on Netflix. It's the number one watched show / movie on Netflix currently right now. If you have not... Well, no, it was number one all week when it premiered. I don't know if it's number two now, but it was number one
when I watched it yesterday.
Okay. But go and watch it. It is riveting. I'm almost positive you will not walk away from this the same person. So with that being said, that is The Perfect Neighbor. And the title comes from, she actually says in the film, oh, I think I'm the perfect neighbor. Like,
she did say that.
Like, no, you're not, girl.
Well, on a lighter note, if you want to call it lighter, the world is also talking about Love is Blind, child.
Love is blind.
Love is not blind in Denver.
There is no love in Denver.
There is no love in Denver. This is the first season that nobody got married.
Yeah.
I would like the record to show that both of these shows that we are about to talk about, both of them have been suggested by y'all to me. So I don't know why y'all like to traumatize me so. Both of these shows are absolutely terrible. What is going on? Okay. Go ahead. Oh.
Yeah, if you've been living under a rock.
Oh, a heavy rock.
The world hates this season of Love is Blind. There has not been
I hate the show. I don't just hate the season. I hate the show. That's how bad this season was.
Yeah, listen, you're not alone.
There has not been one positive critique
that
I've seen from this show. Everybody on this show was complete trash. I'm not going to say everybody. The men on this season.
Not all of them, because Jordan
was good.
Jordan was good.
The men minus Jordan, and the women minus, actually, like Megan. And I thought the way she handled it was pretty decent.
Well, she got a lot of backlash still.
She did get a lot of backlash.
And even KB did not come unscathed.
First of all, can we talk about that? So,
wait, before you get into that, just know that how you're feeling, TJ. People are calling for Netflix to pull this show. They do not want to cancel after this. They say they're over it.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The first wedding that we get to is Allie and Anton. First of all, Allie was a clear gold digger.
Yes.
She was a clear gold digger. She
You did the rest of the show like this. What?
and she first of all, Biddy, you knew you was not going to marry this man. So
Child.
why go down the altar? Why go down the altar? You knew you was not going to marry this man. And unfortunately, Anton said yes. Anton said yes first. He was ready to marry this woman, minus all of the red flags.
Yeah.
He was ready to marry her. He just wanted to be married.
He wanted to provide for her.
But this Biddy, I just don't understand why go through with it. I think she figured out from the moment they had the conversation
With the friends?
With the friends.
At the restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she knew from that moment she was not going to marry him.
And that's what bothered me, especially when Anton's mother came into the room as she was getting
why
dressed.
are you putting this lady through these motions? Go ahead, TJ. Go ahead. Speak your mind.
You know what he looks like?
What?
A little boo-boo.
Lord.
Okay. I'm just so confused. So okay, going back to the restaurant, the when she first met the friends at the restaurant or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand how is anybody confused that they're finding out brand new information about a stranger? Like, this is somebody you met 2 weeks ago, and now you're finding out some brand new information that may not have been exactly true to what he said, and for some reason you are shocked. Well, that's what would happen, bitch, if you marry a stranger. Like, what are we talking about? This show don't make no sense. This show don't make no sense. Oh my God. And I do not understand I don't know what the motivation is, because there is no money involved. So I don't know why everyone is so hell-bent on getting to the altar. This does not make any sense to me. This show is completely nonsensical.
And after
nobody
this,
got married.
Nobody got married. That's the first time
ever.
And
Jesus.
This season, honestly, whoever decided to take these folks to Denver, to take the production crew and filming and everybody to Colorado, that's where Denver is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the KB and Edmund of it all. So here's my issue. I don't appreciate the hate that KB is getting. Because to me, I kind of felt like KB was going to marry him until she got to the point of marrying him. Because when she was there with her, I think it was her mom, right? Mm-hmm. She said, "Oh my God, I just got nervous." So I think as she was walking down the aisle, that's when her cog started to turn like, wait, am I really about to do this? Because pre-wedding, she was all like, "I love him. I'm ready to marry this man." As she was getting ready and like he was there, she was like, "Oh, she's down there talking to Edmund." And she seemed very sure as she was getting ready for the wedding. I think in that moment of when she said, "I just got nervous," I think that's when doubt started to truly creep in for her. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "I have to honor my doubt. If I'm not sure, you need to be with somebody who's 100% sure, and I'm not sure." That's how I take it. I guess you don't take it that way?
No, I think, a lot of the hate is coming from the way, all right. We all know what she does for a living. And I think a lot of people felt that she was working him at the altar, like how she would work with a client, like talking him down and like just all of that.
Well, that's because she's been doing since day one with him.
No, but it was really excessive, and I think she was trying to maintain. Like, she didn't maintain him as far as like not really going off the handle and like bawling uncontrollably. I mean, he was a little crazy.
Everybody's talking about that guttural scream that he let out after she said no. But I think all of the hate needs to go towards the casting. Why would y'all cast this man knowing that
I haven't seen any hate.
Oh no, there's a lot
of hate towards KB.
Listen to me,
I'm glad I haven't seen it. I'm so glad I haven't seen it.
Because like the way I took it was y'all just don't like black women. Like honestly, that's how like y'all just don't like black women because I'm not seeing any alley hate. I'm not seeing, and granted, Megan didn't take Jordan down the altar, but I'm not really seeing any Megan hate. So I'm just like, why are y'all going in so hard on KB? And it's because she's a black woman. The internet hates black women. Leave KB alone.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I haven't seen any hate. I'm glad that my algorithm is filtering that shit out.
Last week, when
everything I've seen about the show, outside of people doing some very accurate recreations of the episode,
that too.
Everything I've seen is like in agreement with KB and mainly KB. So I'm glad that I'm so glad I haven't seen any of the hate. So I agree. So to what you said, like the way she handled him at the altar. I love the way she handled him. That shows how, but again, that's what she's been doing since day one. And I hope she finally came to the realization that, girl, this is what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
This is what you're going to be doing from here on out. You're going to be his therapist, not his wife.
And honestly, I think, like I said, I don't think that hit her until she was about to walk down the aisle. When she said, oh my God, I just got nervous. I think all of that flooded her in that moment. I truly believe she was fully prepared to marry this man.
I was praying that she didn't.
I was praying too. That was a highlight of the season that she didn't. Woo. To be honest, that was a highlight of the season that she didn't. But I just feel like the hate that she's been getting is completely unwarranted.
But you know what?
What?
You know what? I could see like Edmund getting some really good therapy and like really maturing. I would say maybe a couple of years, and like them getting back together because they did have a connection some kind of way.
Yeah,
and I feel like he needs a lot of like internal work that he needs.
He does need a lot of work.
And I feel like if he could really, really grow as a man, I could see them back together. But again, y'all, that's years of work, not 4 weeks.
Years of work. And can I just ask, what happened to Edmund? What got a hold of him?
What do you mean?
Because remember that picture I sent y'all? Did I send y'all that picture of him in college and then him on Love is Blind?
Jesus.
Like, how is that the same man? Insert picture here. How is that the same man? So something got a hold of him. That's what I'm saying. I don't think all of his cogs turn. Like maybe like schizophrenia can creep up on you. Bipolar can creep up on you. So maybe I'm no mental health therapist, no specialist. However, something got a hold of this man.
Okay. I know the picture you're talking about because I've seen it several times, and it confuses me because I'm like, this is the same person except with different clothes on.
No, he looked like buff in that picture. He looked normal in that football picture.
Yeah, but that's only a snapshot though,
too.
That's only a
there's
snapshot.
There's normal Edmund, and then there's Love is Blind Edmund.
Yeah, no. So listen, there's a couple things to unpack there. Let's talk about one. The fact that his mother didn't show up to his wedding, okay?
That too.
And his teacher was the one, his 10th grade teacher?
I don't know what
fifth grade
teacher, sorry. 5th grade teacher was the one that showed up to his wedding to
and she
support
looks
him.
really young. So, like, how old was she teaching these people?
Yeah. But, I think that speaks to his upbringing and the fact that his father, I don't know. We just saw him there, but
his father showed up.
Yeah, there was something a little off there too, to me about that. But anyway, and he has a lot going on, and I think that, like we've said in the past, this was not the venue for him. It did not put him in a good light from the very beginning. I think it was the first or second episode when he was tonguing the floor. I knew something was not right with that man.
Tonguing the floor.
something was off there. Like, a normal person does not do that. I don't care if you're trying to get attention for the camera. That's not something you do.
No, and unfortunately, it wasn't for attention. It was Edmund being
That's
Edmund.
just him. Yeah.
Exactly. So something was off. And then, Katie did not need to be someone's therapist and babysitter. Like, you're looking for a husband, a partner, not someone you have to counsel all the time. But anyway.
But I think that's why she fell for him, is because it felt familiar to her. That's
unfortunate, though.
I'm certain that's something that that KB, not only is KB like a social worker, I feel like she's naturally an empathetic person. And so when she encounters someone who could be a love interest, who also gives her the opportunity to be empathetic, which is her natural disposition, she's drawn to that person. I don't think you realized until the last moment that that's not the connection you want, because again, you are going to be giving and giving and giving for so long, and that's how you end up building up a man for him to go somewhere else. Like, that's
but not even that. Like, if they were to have kids, like, is he gonna be jealous of the kid because you're giving more time to the child? You're gonna sit there and cry about it, like, girl. So here's something else. Typically, the reunion is done live and aired live on Netflix. They've already recorded the reunion. And I said to Ronald, did you see that? I thought it got leaked, but Netflix actually put out a trailer for the reunion.
Wait. The reunions are usually live?
They're usually live. They air them live on Netflix, typically, like in real time. This one was recorded.
Okay. I always forget that Netflix has live shit now. That is wild.
Yeah. And it's just it's weird because it's like, all right, why this season has just been completely off the rails, like literally.
I think before we get to the reunion, let's talk about Megan and Jordan really quick. Sure. I will say I felt so bad for Jordan when he said when the producer asked him, "Do you have any regrets?" He said, "Yeah, I regret introducing her to my son." You can tell he was truly heartbroken in that moment. Yeah, and it was Mr. Cynical over here. I felt like
he held out as long as he could as far as introducing him.
He did. And
I think it was like 2 days before they got married is when she finally got introduced.
So it was a little longer than that, because remember when they were at the bachelorette party, she said she hadn't met him and they had hung out, and then she didn't realize how much work it would be. So I will say kudos to Megan, though, for not taking Jordan down the aisle and telling him no.
Sure.
At the altar.
But that was like, what, the day before?
I think so. Like, at least we didn't have to deal with the ceremony when she knew. Like, unlike Allie and Anton, Allie knew she wasn't going to marry that man.
Allie knew when they were in that apartment and he kept drinking, and he forgot how much he had to drink, or he didn't. She knew then. She
knew, and that's what I'm saying. Like, all the hate KB is getting, I'm not seeing any of it for Allie, and Allie deserves all. She knew she was not going to marry that man. But like I said, Megan at least said, "Let's not do the ceremony. Let's sit down and have this conversation." And apparently, I don't know if the rumors are true, but Megan got a baby.
Yeah.
Talking about she don't know whether or not it's a mystery baby and a mystery man.
No, she's with a man that has a young child.
It's not a young child. It is an infant, baby.
Yeah. So that's if you're in your social feeds, that is what's been populating the timeline. So I guess we're gonna find out at this reunion.
That's what makes me believe it is her child. Because if she couldn't be with Jordan for having a 5-year-old, how's she going to be with a man would look like couldn't have been no older than like 4 to 5 months old? Well, that was a baby. So she may have met him and got pregnant right after they got done filming, and that's probably her kid.
Well, we'll find out on Wednesday.
We shall.
This is ridiculous.
Are you okay?
No.
Should we call KB for you to give you a little therapy?
No.
You know what? I would love it. Like, we've had some great guests on the show. I would love to talk to KB. out of anybody from that show, I would love to talk to
I
KB.
can't speak to anyone
I would
from that show.
love to talk to KB.
I wouldn't be able to. No, I couldn't talk to nobody from that show. I couldn't talk to nobody.
TJ is done with this series.
I would not be able to be on the episode. Y'all would have to do it without me. No, God. I couldn't do it because I would insult them so many times. I know. I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to do it. No. This show don't make no sense. Y'all know this show don't make no sense. Why is everybody trying to make me think this show makes sense?
Because we've seen it work.
You tell me that you regret introducing this woman you met 2 weeks ago to your child. You met her 2 weeks ago. What are we?
3+ weeks.
It was like 4 weeks at that point.
I'm so sick of this. I cannot believe this. What? Lord have mercy. This show don't make sense.
Yeah. It does work though, and that's what I keep trying to tell. It does work. There are couples who are still married. There are couples who are currently pregnant. Yeah, Cameron and Lauren just had their first child.
I also just heard somebody's getting divorced.
Yeah, but that's normal.
That happens. That's after
normal.
Years of being married.
That's normal.
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, listen. Tune in. Make sure you're watching the reunion this Wednesday on Netflix at 9 p.m. That was a shameless plug for them.
That's Eastern. I don't know what time it comes on for the rest of the world, but
I think. Well,
9 p.m. your time slot, I guess.
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. your time, TJ, and I believe that's 6 p.m. West Coast time.
Yeah, listen. This has been the worst. We've said it. This has been the worst season.
And this is probably the most talked about reality show in a long time.
And you know what? And I think I said this to y'all last week. That's what's going to piss me off about this reunion. They're not going to acknowledge the fact that it's been so horrible. They will say,
of course
this is the most talked about season of Love is Blind yet. Like, they will spin it to make it sound positive. When it's nothing positive. No. I want Nick and Vanessa to get to the nitty gritty and let these people know the world hates y'all. Now let's dive into that.
Bitch.
Okay, well, I think that's it. Anybody got any final comments about this hot mess of a show?
No, but
we'll see what happens on the reunion.
If y'all have watched or have, are y'all up to date with Abbott Elementary?
Absolutely.
Yes. Did you see the episode featuring the Labubu's?
The Lafufus, they were not Lafufus. They were Lafufus.
That was last week,
and
right?
They weren't even little boo. They weren't even real like Lafufus. You can buy like Lafufus.
Yes, I saw that and immediately thought of you.
Hold on, man.
Please go for the people at home.
Yeah,
for the people at home. When I went to visit these people, I was sleeping in that room that you're looking at right now, and these little demons are.
This is a little foo-foo
while I'm sleeping.
This one is not real. I have real ones. I bought this one thinking that it was real, didn't realize it was a replica. You know how you can tell this is fake? The head spins. The hands move. The teeth are all jacked up. They got me gouged. This was a fake one. I do have real ones. They're on my bags. But this is a little foo-foo. Little demons that child was selling on Abbott Elementary. I don't know what those were.
This is ridiculous.
Child.
He bought like 2 while I was just there visiting. What? It was ridiculous. You bought 2 more while I was there visiting.
No. I had them. You saw them. No. I have 3. Because remember, I have the one on my work bag. I have one on my gym bag. And I have Chip that sits on my desk.
Yeah, that's right. And I feel like 2 of those is when I feel like you ordered 2 of those, or at least got those 2.
No, I got Chip. I got the Chip. While you were here.
So the 2 foo-foos are here in the office / guest bedroom. And they're hanging up. So yes, they were staring at you.
Yeah.
And then his 2 that he has on his back, and then one he has at his desk at work.
Yeah, I carry the authentic ones. These are never to be seen outside of this video.
They have their own
because
protective cases. It is
because they're real and people be stealing them.
It
You
is-
know how hard it was to get those things?
Oh my god!
I didn't even know it was a thing until he said, "Oh, look what I got!" I'm like, "What is this?"
Yes, and they're so
I've heard of
cute.
them, but I do not understand.
Never heard of him before and then I started seeing, like, when you start talking about shit, then all of a sudden it starts showing up in your timeline.
Uh-huh.
It showed up in my YouTube timeline, and then there's a whole Labubu world in China.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you,
they got a little theme park now.
Labubus is a $55 billion industry. It is more than Mattel.
Well, that's Pop Mart as a whole.
Yeah,
that's Pop Mart as a whole. But Labubu has skyrocketed.
It has surpassed anything ever out there in the toy world industry, and they're constantly reinventing it.
Yeah, because they don't want to end up like the plushies. They don't want to end up like the Beanie Babies, where Beanie Babies have faded. They want to keep evolving.
There is a huge aftermarket. I showed him a video of this guy in California. He buys these Labubus, like authentic Labubus, from a guy out of the back of a car, and then he tattoos them and upsells them.
Inked by E.
Anywhere from $200 to $600 that he sells them for.
Because he tattoos them, he pierces them, like he customizes them. And people buy them for hundreds of dollars.
That's how you might get me.
Oh, Lord. Good Lord.
That's how you might get me.
He's an art teacher. Like, he does it. So the reason why he does it is to fund basically his art class. He's an art teacher somewhere in California. And so he does this side hustle.
He about to go get one.
He does this side hustle so that he can buy art supplies for his students. So, like, you kind of have to, like, admire what he's doing.
Can you send me his information?
And it's a black man. Yes, I will. Yeah,
send me his information. Send it to me now. I need his information right now.
I will say, and he's easy on the eyes.
Oh, listen to me. We are going to see a little boo-boo tattooed maybe in about a month or so.
Yeah, send it to me. Send it to me.
Get your coins together because they're not cheap either. They're marked up.
I might be all right with that, depending on what I might give it some thought, but I just need to know who this man is. Yeah,
I'm gonna find them and I'll send them to you.
Thank you so much.
We watch them on my channel. Yeah. I'll look for it. It's in my watch channel.
That works for me.
All right. Well, with that being said, I think we're done here.
Yeah. Thank you for watching this episode.
Don't forget to like this video, to hit the notification button, and then also hit. Oh, no, and also subscribe. Let me do that again. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then also hit the notification button so you can get notified every time we drop a new video. New videos drop every Monday at 8 a.m.
And don't forget to comment. Join the conversation. If there's something that you would like us to watch, don't let it be whack. If there's something that you would like us to watch, drop it in the comments and we could watch it along with you so we can have the conversation with you. But we thank you for joining this episode of the conference call and what you watching. And we will see y'all next time.
Bye.